Hello, welcome traders in hashtag and the mindset community. A safe place for everyone who wants to join me on this journey to achieve our goals. So you will follow your goals, your desires, your dreams, and I will follow mine. But we can, exchanging our knowledge, support each other, we can help each other, support each other on this path, and help us achieve those goals. I can help you, perhaps you can help me, and exchanging knowledge, experience, we can do this. We can grow together and we can achieve our goals. For those who are here first time, my name is Rad and it's my great pleasure to be your host today. And today I would like to talk about a little guy or girl that is sitting behind your ear and whispering into your ear. Things most likely sounding like, no, you can't do this, you're not worthy, you need to improve, you need to change this or that, and no, you cannot do it, it's impossible for you. Listen, everything will fall down, you will see, you will fail, you will lose everything. How many of you have that kind of person behind your ears? Oh, I have it, very strong one. That's the reason I actually want to talk about this. Because for a long time, I was struggling with this critique. I don't know where it actually comes from in my case, but I have some suspicions. But I don't want to blame anyone. It is my response how I can and how I will deal with this, right? It is good to realize who was the person telling you those things when you were young, because most likely this kind of critique, this kind of you need to improve, you're not worthy, it's coming from our childhood. When we are kids, someone around us might done this kind of thing, was telling this kind of things to you. It might be very very harsh things that you've heard. This is very sad thing. But also it could be just like, listen, you need to improve on this or that. Someone who have actually very poor, clear intentions, like thinking that it's helping you to improve, to get better. Although in this kind of age, we actually take that very emotionally, very personally to us. And now you still might hear this voice of your mother, uncle, brother, whoever it was. You still might hear this voice, not realizing that you're still going through this kind of process, and whenever you screw up, instead of stopping yourself, you're just going harsh on yourself. I know people that are doing crazy things. I know one of my clients, whenever she screw up with something, she's very brutal with herself. Doesn't matter how much time we spend trying to solve this issue, it's not my thing, and I'm sending her to find out some professional help with this. But she preferred to talk with me. That's okay, that's her choice. Although, like I say, it's not my thing to work through that kind of thing, and just because she's my friend, I am getting to that kind of point where we talk about this. I even don't try to help her with this. Although I believe, just through talk, she can figure out this for herself. Because she knows the answers. She knows that this is not healthy for her. Anyway, we all have this kind of critique. Doesn't matter how good you are. Point sometimes is that you might not have it so harsh. It might not be so brutal for you. It might be just like little tiny voice that you can easily quiet, make it quiet. But in some cases, this kind of critique destroys your feeling of being worthy, destroys your willing of doing anything. Because if you hear that you can't do something, that you will fail, so what's the point to trying out, right? But this coming from your negative beliefs that you are not worthy. So this is the point. Instead of focusing and searching who was it, yeah, it's okay if you want to find out who was that person who kind of made the first critique on you, or was more impactful on you when you were little. But what is more important is to find out what kind of beliefs this person imprinted in you. So, is it I'm not worthy, or I'm failure, or I cannot do anything properly, or I'm lazy, or whatever else it is there. And then when you have this, find out how can you transform those into something positive. Because first thing, when you have this, when you find out and learn what kind of beliefs you have, you need to learn this. I know it might be difficult, it might be not pleasant, might be hard, painful even, but you have to take, if you of course want to change something in your life, you have to take a piece of paper and write down your negative beliefs, and then work it out. What is the opposite of it? Seeing this on paper will help you realize how much damage actually you're doing to yourself, how much you destroy your self-esteem, how hard you are on yourself. And then whenever you catch yourself on doing this for you, on again allowing your critique to tell you these all negative things, stop yourself. First of all, ask yourself if you still want to, or actually no, first of all, be grateful to this critic. Yes, okay, I see what you're telling, I'm grateful for that you spot this and you're telling me this, but then you're adult now and you can decide. You are allowed to decide. That's in your power to decide if you still want to believe this, or do you like to have different belief, the one that you noted beside the opposition of that negative belief. And then just tell that belief to yourself. Use it. If you hear that critic saying that, you will fail. Pretty simple example. If you hear this critic telling you, doesn't matter, you cannot do this because you will fail. Okay, I might fail, but it's not a failure if I learn something from this, get up and do it again. Adjust the approach and do it again, right? So your response to all the situation, all that what you hear, that's what matters. That's what is most important. You can decide what kind of response to this whole critique you will have. Another thing, every time when you hear that critique, what you can do is imagine it's not you failing or hearing this, Imagine it's your friend. Imagine it's your best friend who screwed up. And then ask yourself, will I be so harsh to him or her? Most likely no. So use the approach you will have for your friend and treat the same way yourself. Why not? What you need to remember as well, it won't happen like by the magic. That you tell yourself straight away, I'm stopping with this, and then you will be perfect, nothing will change. Everything will change, but what's going on? It won't happen overnight. It is a journey. So you need to be patient with all this, and especially with yourself. We need to be patient and kind to yourself, because only then you can break this criticism, break that path that you are going with self-criticizing yourself. By being kind to yourself, by telling yourself nice things. So every time you find yourself that you're criticizing yourself, stop yourself at this moment. Ask yourself, is this true? What I'm telling myself? Do I want to tell myself this kind of things? Really? How can I change this? How can I transform this? What is the opposite of this? What I would like to hear? Be polite and nice for yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love yourself, because this way, only this way, you will want to be better. You will want to become better. Because being kind, nice, polite, and not hearing this, or putting on mute this critique, doesn't mean you don't want to change something in yourself, that you don't want to improve yourself, that you don't want to work on yourself. It's just meaning to shift the perception, so you will work because you want, not because someone is telling you that you screw up, that you are a failure, or other bad things. You just know and you just feel that you want, just for yourself, you want to do this for yourself, not for your voices in your head. So accept that. Accept yourself that you might fail. Accept that you're not perfect. No one is. Yet we see a lot of media, social media posts, pictures, videos, perfect people. You might not have idea how much all of this is just a setup for this one picture or for this one short video. You don't know what's going on behind the camera, behind the scene. And yet, because we see the perfection, we think, oh yeah, I'm not like this. I cannot be like this. And this criticism just go and go and go. So the best option is just to shut it down. All of the perfect pictures, perfect videos, and focus on this, how you are, who you are, and acknowledge your imperfections. Because in this, actually there is, I think it's Japanese saying that in the imperfection there is perfection. It's quite weird, I would say, but it's also truth, if you think about it. So learn how can you recognize identify all the negative beliefs that were imprinted in you, because all of them are coming from your childhood. Learn how you can identify them, and then the best option, write them down in one column, and on the other column write the opposite of. And every time you catch yourself hearing actually telling yourself one of those things, take that list you have. Okay, I've told this, the opposite is this, that's what I want to tell myself now. Use this kind of trick and ask yourself what other practical steps you can do, you can take to cultivate that self-love, that self-respect, to grow your self-esteem. One thing what I've learned, it's good to use affirmations in that kind of way, but as an opposite of your negative beliefs, because we like to affirm ourselves, right? Although I've learned recently how to properly set the affirmations so they will work better. So usually the affirmation is I am good, I am enough, in that kind of way. But the better way is if you will go with this in a growing kind of way. So, for example, if you want to build self-esteem, right? The way you could set the affirmation would be every day, in every way, I'm becoming stronger and more self-esteem? Forgot the word. Okay, doesn't matter. But you know the drill now. So say that it's every day, in every way, I'm becoming, and then just set whatever you want to hear, whatever you want to change, whatever affirmation you want to build. This way is better, more powerful, because saying to yourself, I'm enough, your critic might say, no, you're not. But telling yourself that you're growing every day, yes, you can accept this easier than with the other way. If you would like to get some support with this, I'm here and I'm creating a group on Facebook, #KandoMindset Community, where we all can support each other, where we all build society of like-minded people that want achieve their goals and want help each other to achieve their goals as well. Also, still, till end of this month, I'm running a free coaching course with myself. If you go to my website, radoslavchomik.com/free call, you can schedule a discovery call or free coaching session with me. Usually the cost is £250. But as I said, until end of this month, I'm still running free coaching calls, so I can learn myself a little bit more how to serve you better. With all this, I wish you many blessings.